If you want to learn how to stop smoking before you get your next cold, I think I can help. My name's Bill. I'm an ex-smoker. I quit smoking about 15 years ago, but I really remember what it was like getting a cold, getting a nasal infection, throat infection, all of them. Even just your basic cold. Now, thank God, as a non-smoker, when I get a cold, I'm like most people. I'll have it a couple days. I get it. I'm a little snuffly. I might have a sore throat. I feel a little miserable. I take some medicine, and it generally helps me. Even some of the natural things can help me to feel a lot better. When I was a smoker, every cold became a major problem. I remember just day after day of congestion. I remember just, tissues, handkerchiefs, constantly congested. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. Sometimes it would be a couple of weeks before I would finally get over a typical cold. The congestion was just horrible. I remember just feeling so miserable. No matter what I took, it didn't seem to help. I would take nasal things. I would take pills. I would take tablets. You name it. I couldn't clear it. And ultimately, what really ended up happening is it just had to run its course. But a typical cold that for most people could possibly just be, a couple days, 2 or 3 days, and you feel better, would always be much, much worse. Then anytime I had something where an actual infection was involved, you typically would have those 10 days of antibiotics if you had to go to the doctor. I would find the same thing, that generally, like during those 10 days or almost that long, at least a week, I would have major symptoms, not major and then minor for most of the time. And I'm telling you, if you're a smoker, and of course we've all had colds, we've all had infections, and of course more recently, there's COVID and everything else out there, and flu. Naturally, that's another bad one. If any time as a smoker, if you've had these things, you know that they're not really good. You know that they're miserable. I'm telling you, when you quit smoking, even though they're not great, obviously you're sick, nobody wants to be sick, I'm telling you, you will feel a lot better. You will go through things much better. You will get better much quicker. You'll be able to carry on without the same kind of issues. There's no doubt in my mind that not smoking or being a non-smoker when you get sick is your first leg up towards recovery. So when I quit smoking about 15 years ago, I wrote down everything that I had done at the time, and I documented it so I would make sure I remembered how I felt, the steps I took. And now, as I say, a number of years later, as I'm nearing retirement, I decided to put this all together as a program and make it available for others to be able to quit smoking as well. It will cost you less than the price of a carton of cigarettes in most places. It's easy to follow. I know it works. I literally bet my life on it. So if you're interested in finding out more, I urge you to click one of the links, and I look forward to seeing you as a non-smoker.